there we go. So, just to sum up, we have our 5 maps that are going to be played for this best of 5 Storm Swords EU League Grand Finals between mCon, or It's a Bridesmaid, will they be the bride this time, and Ardeo Red, who have just kind of been a powerhouse the entire tournament, so we'll see how this goes. The only team to not drop a single map. mCon actually drew up against Suicide Solution, who Ardeo Red beat out in the semis. And the team who finished second in Group 2, which is Ardeo Red's group, was Break the Nexus, who unfortunately we won't be having a third, fourth place decider, as neither team can make it over the next couple of weeks, just people going on holiday, things like that. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, we're going to have map 1, which is Sky Temple, which is the one we're playing now. Map 2 is going to be Cursed Hollow, 3 Infernal Shrines, 4 Towers of Doom, and number 5 is going to be Dragonshire. Whew. No Haunted Mines, unfortunately. It got all the way through to the second to last, to the last map ban. So let's see if we can get mCon ready. Just waiting on them. So, I don't have a co-caster at the moment. I don't know if Nick Lustriger is going to be joining me. He's currently not online at all, so I think he's away. I could potentially have a couple people, but I may just stick it with myself for now. If you want me to get somebody else in, if I'm not doing quite right, then that's absolutely fine. But just going to solo cast the finals. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun, as we do get into the first bans. Now, Ardeo Red do get the first ban pick, as mCon got the first map ban, and they're hovering over the radar. Oh, apparently eSports does not have a capital S, so I will alter that. For everybody else it does, mCon, so shush, it'll be fine. What else was I going to do? I had a quick thought. I can't remember, so it's fine. So we're going to have first ban out Zagara for Ardeo Red. She's just really strong, full stop. mCon then ban out the Rhaegar, basically instantly, meaning that Ardeo Red can either pick up Li Ming, is a favourite, although she's been falling off a lot, especially in the NA. Like, people seem to think she's relatively She's relatively good, just not hugely good anymore. Jane obviously being highly sought after as a Falstad and Greymane. Thrall, obviously the first pick for Ardeo Red. Like I said, Thrall's just... He's everything you want in a melee assassin, bruiser sort of type. mCon then, like I say, they pick up the Falstad and Greymane. These two kind of powerhouse ranged assassins that we see, along with Jaina, those three have been absolutely dominating at the moment. And with Lunara falling a closely behind them, just the amount of poke damage they can do, the sustain, the burst, the right click, the control that each of them bring is so important. Obviously, Jane with the slows. Greymane's a great finisher. Falstad has his Mighty Gust, which is so strong. And finally, Lunara has amazing poke damage, as you all know. I had a thing I was going to do. I'll remember it soon, I'm sure. But Ardeo Red, hovering over Johanna, potentially go for a double tank lineup, and they do, picking up that Diablo first. Just double checking some stuff. So I like this from Ardeo Red. They've basically gone for the Apocalypse Sundering combo. It was potentially a tank that mCon would have banned out, but they've also picked up the Johanna. Group everyone up. You throw down the Sundering, then your Apocalypse up once they're stunned. It just keep them in place, and that is definitely a wombo that we could see coming out of Ardeo Red here. They have the communication, the timing, the skill to absolutely pull it off, but they do need to get a good flanking thrall maneuver for the Sundering. They do need to get that good initiation onto mCon, who have a Falstad, so can always Mighty Gust if he stays alive. So I think he will definitely be a focus in these fights for now. mCon take a long time thinking about this ban. I think picking the support they're going to get rid of, because they have the next 2 picks, so they're going to grab their support, whoever it is, most likely Karazim at this point. And against a Thrall, Diablo, Johanna, they're trying to figure out what support they don't want to go against. And in fact, they're actually going to ban out the Lunara, so last damage dealer potentially for Ardeo Red, who, like I said, they need a support. They also need that one assassin. They've still got the potential for a Jaina pick, but this does mean that mCon we're most likely going to see like a Karazhan Jaina, which would be really, really strong. But they're lacking a tank. They're potentially lacking two. Ardeo Red hovering over ETC. I think it's a really smart ban. Get rid of that. Get rid of that cow. He's really good, and everything should be all right. I'm having a few frames drop, so I'm just gonna quickly do this. So I do apologise. Okay, that should stabilise it a bit. Frames are dropping. Just let me know if the stream becomes too unstable, guys. If you can't see anything, just let me know in the chat, because I might be able to sort something out by that. It should be okay. So mCon, they're running down their timer. We're going to have the ETC ban out from Ardeo Red, as we said, and mCon, they've now got to decide what these next two picks are. I would be surprised if they don't go for the Karazhan, but Ardeo Red, they've got that last pick of a Jaina. Like, she's not been touched yet. She can absolutely be taken here, and that would be quite scary for mCon. I don't think they need to worry about picking up a warrior, a tank at all, because because they're not going to be contested for another tank, and they go with a Sonya, potentially going to Uther for Divine Shield for her. That is going to be the case. Just going to try and create a lobby here, guys. Yeah, everything seems to be going a little bit unstable. Get the teams in here soon. Okay, so Brightwing being hovered over by Ardeo Red here. This is interesting. I would love to see a Brightwing pick up on Sky Temple. It's a really good map. It gives you that kind of global presence that Falstad is doing for mCon. They're going to grab the Jaina first. That's absolutely the assassin they want. There's very, very few assassins that can replace her in a draft, that you wouldn't really pick anyone over the Jaina. With what's left in the pool, especially with the Lunara being banned out. I keep dropping frames, don't I? Oh, it's stabling. It's stabilizing. It might be good. It might be okay. Okay, and we're finally going to get the Brightwing picked up here, which I love to see. It like I was saying, it provides that sort of global utility that the Brightwing does. So that the Falstad does for mCon, able to split soak those lanes quite happily. And on top of that is an absolute kind of powerhouse support for kind of blocking damage, helps speeding up that thrall with the Pixie Dust. It's going to be... I really think that this could show just how strong Brightwing is at the moment. She's kind of picked as a dual support kind of person, or as maybe even a small counter pick to hard initiators with her polymorph, which could be what we're seeing against maybe the Greymane Sonya. So I need to swap team for you, right? And yeah, so we're just getting into the lobby now, making sure this is all sorted. Let me know if the stream becomes unstable. It should be fine, guys. Bear with me for one moment, then I'll bring it up on screen and we'll get into lobby and everything will be good. I'm just going to make sure the teams are sorted. Yeah, Rocky Start will be great. We'll be fine. Okay, everything should have restarted, so we're going to swap over to the screen, we're going to start the game, and we're all good. So, everybody, welcome back, if you stuck with that small stream reset there, to mCon versus Ardeo Red, a best of 5 for the Storm Swords Grand Finals. As an EU League, ran, hosted, everything done by myself, because, you know, I'm just that nice of a guy. And we're going to get into map number 1, which is Sky Temple. All 5 maps have already been sorted, and I will do a recap of them. We're going to have Curse Hollow 2, third game is going to be Infernal Shrine, so those 3 are guaranteed. Towers of Doom, potential game 4, and Dragonshire, that potential decider, game 5. Ardeo Red and mCon both finishing top of their groups. mCon joint top with Suicide Squad, Suicide Solution, Ardeo Red absolute top, beating out their Break Nexus. So yeah, we're going to see how this goes. We're getting into game 1 of this best of 5. Like I said, Sky Temple. You can see the matchup. I didn't really talk too much about Muradin, the last pick there by mCon, but he's a solid tank. He wasn't touched at all, and even like the ETC was banned out, and the ETC would have been a massive kind of counter to the composition that we've got Ardeo Red running here of this triple melee. So I would love to see that. Would have loved to see like that ETC pick for the Mosh Pits, but they're going to go with the Muradin. They've got the disruption there. They've got some slams, some stuns, some slows. He's got a lot of health for that solo healer. Uther Pradin, team captain, playing him, looking to keep that Greymane alive, and the Sonya. He's going to have a hard job, potentially. Not so much poke out of Ardeo Red here, as My Potato slowly catches up with the rest of the teams. mCon obviously having the faster computers. Oh, Benna Pro. Come on, buddy. He'll be fine. He'll be loading in. So, I mean, whenever I have a co-caster, what I ask them is, who do I think is going to win? Of these compositions, I honestly have no idea. And as I said, big good luck, have fun to the teams. We're going to have mCon, the blue team on the left here. We're going to have Philibert playing that Sonya. We have, I'm just going to rotate here, Falstad being played by Solid SMD Archu on that lovely Circus Greymane skin. Semi Azaz playing the Muradin, and finally Team Captain Pradin on that Master skin Uther. And secondly, on the red team, the team on the right, we are going to have Ardeo Red, Patamat, Team Captain here, playing that Toothless skin Brightwing. We're going to have Thrall on that Master Skin being played by Benapro. Mewcow on that Diablo. Fluffy Milky, one of the best names in this tournament, full stop, playing Johanna. And finally, Jarflip on Lunar Festival Janos. We have a bit of engagement here. The Diablo actually caught out here by 3, including 2 of the assassins of mCon, but they're not going to be able to pick him out. The Brightwing just able to give him that extra little speed boost despite the Jaina slows, despite the slows from the Hammerang from the Falstad, and Diablo is going to live. I thought that was going to be a first blood there, but no, not quite. We have Brightwing and Johanna up on this top lane. Brightwing transitioning down, taking the vision. We're going to have Jaina in the middle. Thrall down at the bottom, who has lost a creep's worth of experience here, versus this Falstad. And we've got a 2-2-1 out here for mCon. Little odd, we normally see a 1-1-3. And that 3 can be in any lanes. It would normally be in top or middle. We're going to have Diablo falling really, really low. The Muradin taking a couple tower shots, not being picked off. Brightwing, obviously phase shifting, Zedding in, getting that all sorted. And healing up her Johanna buddy as these first 2 shrines do spawn nice and early at the 1 minute 15 second mark. And we'll quite potentially see just a nice trade out 1-for-1 here for these temples. This is game number 1, so basically teams can go as balls to the walls as they want. There is nothing to lose and just a small advantage to gain, so it doesn't really matter, but we're probably going to see some solid standard play. Small little lag issues there, I do apologise for that. As we're going to have contention for this bottom temple. Sonya not actually going up to take the top one immediately. Philibert finally going there. Benapro on the Thrall, soaking that bottom, potentially just looking to see if the Falstad was going to do that. Maybe get an experience advantage that way for the side of mCon. But going to move up. Oh, I may have disconnected. No, everything's good. So catching up there. Sonya taking all the shots on this top temple, and mCon look like they're just going to have a temple advantage here, as we're going to have Opal on the Falstad. He's going to be absolutely fine. They're Pradin. He's in a bad spot. The Shadow Charge in front of the towers for Ardeo Red. That's going to be first blood to them. mCon lose their support. Muradin, dwarf tossing himself away, trying to get himself out. Not quite able to do so. The overpower comes right at the end there. He's going to pick him off finally. The flash of light heals from Uther, not going to be enough to keep him alive. Sonya's taking the entire top temple here, and it's actually done decent damage to this fort. As finally we're going to get Ardeo Red taking most of the mid temple. won't quite get as much damage done as there were some shots sneaked out by mCon during the start. Brightwing going to the bottom lane, trying to pressure here. In fact, we're going to have an entire tower dead already. That would be done down to the Thrall and potentially Brightwing earlier in the game. Foster's not really done much pressure to this lane yet. We're going to have the siege camp taken nice and early. As soon as the temples are done, we see the Thrall and Diablo come to take the siege camp. That means that's going to push, whilst the rest of the focus is going to be at the top of the map, top of the game. And then around the 4-minute mark, it'd be a little bit after that, it'd be about 4:20, we'll see the teams come to take their hard camps. Because that middle temple was delayed by a few seconds. So, we're going to have a quick look at the talents we've got going on here as Greymane is in this bottom lane of Thrall. There we go, he's, taking it solo, he's going to take a short while, which is why he's come up already. Yeah, Brightman go for a full phase build. As Greymane go for a semi-cocktail build. Viciousness at the start. It's not uncommon to see that at all. Almost a gank setup happening. Sonya has come down and taken this hard camp here. Oh, see Fluffy Milky potentially go to steal it. But yeah, he's already taken it, ready to be captured as soon as that bottom temple spawns. I would love to see the Johanna just come and check this. But no, Philibert on that Sonya. Going to take that. Had to not risk anything. Benapro stalling this out. 4 minutes 20 is hit, but because of that delay on that middle temple, it's not going to go straight away, which means the temple's not going to spawn as early as it can, which basically means this hard camp is going to get cleaned up and effectively wasted here. Fluffy Milky on that Johanna, really good for clearing these waves. We'll see Thrall potentially just going to take it. He's guarding this, making sure this isn't taken, as both teams know what's going on. They know how to play this map. And we've seen some cheeky steals in the past, so the temple starts to activate. Thrall's going to come and take this, and because this is taken later and it's on full health, it's going to have an advantage up against this lane. Bottom temple now spawns. Diablo's going to get stunned out, stunned again by the Sonya going in, but the huge blizzard cover damage coming out on Philibert on that Sonya. Falling low, this level 7 out from the Brightwing. That face shield not doing enough. Doing absolute wonders here on the Diablo, keeping him alive massively. We're going to have the Sonya fall plus the Meridian, the two tankiest people on the side of mCon. Ardeo Red absolutely crushing that fight, and they keep their level advantage. In fact, it's their full level advantage here. As this camp, the counter hard camp, going to do work. They'll take this fort down in bottom, as they'd already basically taken out the entire wall with that Brightwing and Thrall push. And Ardeo Red most likely going to hit 10 first here and be at a really, really strong advantage here for this game number 1. And as you can look, mCon, they've swapped out to the lanes. They're not even contesting this in the slightest. They know they've lost this. They also know that temple. They know that they've lost the race to 10, but they're going to try and make it as close of a race as possible by coming up to this. By splitting up in the lanes and soaking them as much as possible. The hard camp's going to get cleaned up, so it doesn't actually do any work. As we see level 10 come out here for Ardeo Red with that temple spawn. The wall in front's been taken. The middle fort falling really low. Not quite going to die to the temple as we get the heroic Sundering as predicted. The Apocalypse as well. Sundering as predicted. Apocalypse as predicted. Lightning Breath is useless. Sundering, everything do work. Murden not quite getting caught out here. This fort's cleaned up in middle. Blink heal for the Brightwing, so no Emerald Wind makes a lot of sense. It is a solo support. Double tank, but still solo support. I'd love to see Emerald Wind, don't get me wrong, but would have made little sense as Greymane is still up in this top lane and soaking this. Finally level 10 hit for mCon. Minute or so behind their opponents here. Going to get everything as predicted. No leap, Wrath of the Berserker, so nothing unusual or nothing a bit showy here. Just nice standard ultimates. Right, taken. The Thrall's actually going to walk into a bad neighbourhood and get stunned out. He's going to get immediately crushed out. The Sundering comes down. Nice dodge there by most of mCon. Only 2 getting hit. Sonya taking some damage, but they're chasing down that Jaina. Brightwing falling as well. But on the back end, Diablo plus the boss are doing a lot of work to the Falstad. The Johanna blinds, meaning that the Falstad's going to not be able to do any damage whilst he's running away. Going to have Murden and the Greymane all both meleeing up, fighting that Jaina. Going to be able to pick her off. The 2 tanks coming out here for Ardeo Red, not able to take out the support or the Falstad of mCon. As the rest of mCon still alive, wrap around, looking to potentially take out that Johanna, but absolutely won't be able to, as she is just too tanky. Unstoppable's her way to safety. And a 2 for 1. 4 kills to 3 in favour of Ardeo Red, and only about a half-level lead now. As Thor is back alive and full health and looking to contest this camp. Uther's going to fall. No questions asked. No Mighty Gust potential to stop this or save this out. And with the Brightwing actually vision granted, they're going to spot out the Falstad, who's going to have to fly away. Very well played. Not able to stop him doing that as he moved away. Just flew to that middle wall for safety. I'd like to see mCon come to try and take this top temple, because that would guarantee them a fort, help, catch back up in experience. But we see Ardeo Red starting this boss here. This is really, really risky. Falstad's obviously Zed is still on cooldown for a little bit. Just going to see how long on that. 20 seconds. But they do have Mighty Gust. Is this going to get scouted out? We're going to have Uther scout this out actually, so Falstad needs to get here immediately, but he's not going to be here for another at least 10 seconds. He's moving down as quick as possible as the fight starts. They overpower the Shadow Charge in from the Diablo. Brightwing's face shield is on the Johanna. Boss isn't dead yet. Diablo going to fall because he's no face shift on her. Sonya doing her best to whirlwind her health, keep her health up. Greymane going to pick off the thrall there with a really, really good go for the throat. Jane is going to die as well to that Greymane melee damage. Boss's leash is back full health, so you don't have to worry about that. Falstad's not used his Mighty Gust. It's still there as Johanna's looking to back off. Archie on that Greymane could just jump in and go for it, but not going to. And we're going to have the boss restarted here for mCon. Not too sure as to why they're doing this. This siege camp's pushing. The entire wall's gone, in fact. And the temples, they've got 2 temples up. They can't take this boss, as everyone's going to be alive for Ardeo Red on the retreat. If that hadn't leashed and gone back to full health, that would have been a 1 boss for mCon and a bad spot for Ardeo Red. Or at least not a great spot. But look, we've lost 2 forts here for mCon. They've lost their entire wall down the bottom, let's be honest here, and mCon yet to take a fort off of Ardeo Red. So Falstad doing the smart thing, taking the top fort. It's going to top temple, which is going to guarantee that fort. Potentially going to have a fight happening bottom. Although I think mCon are going to be satisfied with taking a few shots off of it and then backing up safely without losing anybody. 6 kills now in favour of mCon, just leading by 1 kill to Ardeo Red. As Praedin walks into a bad neighbourhood, he should be able to get himself out of this. He's got Divine Shield if anything goes wrong. He's going to keep walking. The stun's coming out from the Johanna. There's the Divine Shield. The Sundering completely whiffing as a result. He might still be caught out here. No, the heal's not coming off cooldown in time, and Uther's going to fall. Bit of a misplay there. Unusual to see Praedin get caught out quite as often. I'm going to have a quick look at the deaths. 3 on that Uther. He is definitely the focus of these engagements. Greymane, though, doing so much damage, although the Jaina dominating so far on that hero damage chart. Quick look at the talents again. We're going to have the Shield Dust for the Brightwing. Makes a lot of sense. It doesn't really actually make too much sense. I think I would have liked to see an Ice Block against this lineup, because really, other than Blink Heal, she doesn't have a great way to keep herself alive. I mean, Blink Heal's amazing, don't get me wrong. It's just, I think an Ice Block here, take some of that focus and then Ice Block and then Blink Heal yourself out would have been nice. The Shield Dust isn't going to do too much here other than against the Hammerang out from the Falstad. He's in fact gone for the Season Marksman build, so we know he's going to right click here. The Mighty Gust pushing the contestation for the siege camp away. Not going to do too much though. Giant Killer on Falstad, really good versus the double warrior lineup. In fact, so full on double tank lineup of Ardeo Red. Double warrior for both teams, but we've got a huge just kind of move in on this Brightwing. Stun's already used. She's not able to phase her way out though. Stun, obviously you can stun the Brightwing out of it, but there were just so many. It was the Judgment that came down and she was dead. I don't think Muradin's Stormbolt was used at all. And this is just going to be a 5-man push into this bottom lane, try and take this bottom fort, and I absolutely think mCon can without risking too much. It's only Jane and Diablo going to have Johanna come round for the turnaround, but the Diablo is going to fall. It's now a 5v3. We're going to have the Muradin actually, just get Divine Shielded up as the Falstad dies to the Jaina. Greymane running a bit of a weird way. He's not going to be able to get out of this as the Water Elemental is on his back. He's going to fall. Going to turn around and try and kill the Jaina off. Not able to do so, as in fact it ended up being a 3 for 2. Was it the Brightwing and the Diablo? Brightwing in that pick off Diablo at the start of that fight, and then just because they were fighting under the fort, they're just taking so much fort damage and being slowed so much that they lost 3. I was surprised that Muradin was able to get out of that with his life. He was so low, he popped his avatar literally at the last second he could have. It came off cooldown just at the right time. And Ardeo Red going to take this boss for free. They can't be contested. The false stab is dead. And they knew it. Now, mCon, they can absolutely stop this boss from doing really much damage to the keep. But in doing so, they sacrifice this temple, which is guaranteed to do a lot of damage to this middle keep. So we'll see how they deal with that. Patamet giving a good shield to the Jaina, providing vision with that reveal on the Brightwing. Peekaboo, so it's called. As we're going to have Ardeo Red aggressively take mCon's Bruiser camp here, this hard camp, up in the top lane. So they are definitely dominating in this first game. They're strong. The fights have been very even, back and forth. Only kind of alternating between which team wins a fight. Oh, we've got a really, really good flank coming out here from mCon. Johanna going to be body blocked. The Brightwing getting hit by the Ancient Spear there. Thrall is on the back end. We're going to have the Sundering come out. The Diablo Apocalypse following immediately, which means the False is going to die straight away. Archer on this Grey Mane going to be able to get himself away unless the Thrall lands a root. Brightwing going to be the response kill as the Sonya is Divine Shielded up. Uther most likely going to die here. Praedin not being able to keep himself alive. And yeah, Greymane was able to get out. The Thrall wasn't able to chase him down. Muradin having to dwarf toss himself away from the overpower on the Diablo. And this wall is going to fall, and then Ardeo Red is just going to back off nice and easy. They don't have to worry about taking the keep. The objective will do that. They just have to keep ahead, keep a level advantage, which Johanna will maintain by clearing up this wave middle. Bottom wave's pushing in. And that's a one fight for Ardeo Red. They're in a strong position. They're going to wait for the next set of temples, potentially take this, the siege camps, and yeah, look to... They can trade out quite happily 1-for-1 here as far as temples go, if obviously 2 spawn, because there is no way that the mCon are going to get as much siege damage done, because Ardeo Red, they're going to be hitting a keep no matter which temple they take, no matter where it is. And that can be really, really important. We see the Diablo come here and he's going to try and pressure mCon off of this point. Diablo actually staying there. The Sundering coming up from the Thrall, doing decent work, push him away. Muradin's going to fall basically immediately as he was trying to do some damage in the back lane. The Ancient Spear out from Philibert on that Sonya. Falstad might end up falling here, not so. But that root landing on the Sonya means that she is going to die. Uther's caught out yet again. He's going to die. Not having a good game. 6 deaths on Praedin, the team captain there. Just going to quickly show the 16 talents for both teams as Ardeo Red take this first keep of the game. Dominating fashion. They've got 20 seconds before Muradin's up, and really 30 seconds before a proper defense can be mounted here by mCon. Diablo taking a lot of damage to the core, from the core. Sorry, Brightwing's heals doing something, but not quite enough. And oh, there's the Mighty Gus out from Solid S&D. Might be able to barrel roll himself away, although he could have thrown away his life in order to get a kill on the Diablo, and that's it. Yeah, just a kill on Diablo. He didn't have enough souls to come back immediately, though, so not quite kind of calculate baited out there for Ardeo Red. Yeah, level 20 now reached. Double wormhole for Brightwing. This upgraded Blink Heal is really strong. Normally we'll see Rewind or Storm Shield, but double wormhole. Double Blink Heal I really like. Lord of Terror obviously for Diablo. Double Vault of the Storm. Jade and Thrall. Very typical. And finally Indestructible out for that Johanna. It's a full 2-level lead, let's be honest here. As another Sundering come down on the Sonya. She's doing what she can to keep alive. The Uther doing so much healing to her, but still having to Divine Shield her after dropping all the heals on her as well. Anyway, Core's going to end up falling to the temple in top lane. There's game number 1 to Ardeo Red, so well played by them. Going to update this as quick as possible. Ardeo Red, game number 1. Done!